Welcome back to the final interview session of the day of the GAC Football Virtual Media Day. As mentioned, our final team of the day is the Wonder Boys from Arkansas Tech. We have on Coach Kyle Shipp, as well as Jacob Cato and Tyrus Fort. Coach, as we know with everybody else, today we've asked for an opening statement to come from you, and then we'll have questions from the assembled media here at large, and then a few for the student athletes, and then that will be the conclusion of your day. So first off, thank you for joining us, and we'll turn it over to you.
Well, thank you all for doing this, Joey. And Eric, this is a big deal for our conference to have some type of media days. This is the first time we've really done this. I say next year we do it in person, like other people. We can have a little golf tournament. I know Will's got plenty of money to be able to pay for this thing. So I say we can do it at Fort Smith or Tulsa or something like that. Let's do it in person next year. I think it'll make it even more fun and get going with that. So, but really excited about this. We got Tyrus Fort and Jacob Cato, two of our seniors this year, two outstanding young men. Will be both graduating either December or May. They're going to be very successful, obviously as a football player, but also when they leave here as people, as men, as husbands, all the things that we strive for in our program. And so I'm excited to have those two guys on so they can give you their insight as well. But we're looking forward to the 2022 season. Getting to be last, I get to hear all of the coaches' jargon 11 straight times about everybody feels in their picks and this and that. So it's all pretty much all the same thing. No one's going to tell you a whole lot right now, but we're excited. We feel like if we do things right, we have a great chance to have a good season, and we're just going to go to work every day and go from there.
Coach, I don't know what it is in Russellville right now. In Durant, it's about 106, 107 degrees outside. So if we're going to play golf in Little Rock, I hope it's a little bit cooler than that if that does come about. But I would ask you then, just with that in mind, you have heard, you do know what. Tell us then something that's not jargon. Talk a little bit about this team and let us in on something that we may not know yet.
Well, I kind of want. I can't tell you everything.
Well, no state secrets. It's fine. It's
okay,
all right.
Okay.
But,
we got a lot of guys coming back, a lot of returning starters on both sides of the ball. The biggest thing that was a huge deal for us, like this summer, we had over 100 guys at every summer 2 workout. We had up to over 115, the biggest group we've ever had at Arkansas Tech. And so it feels like to me, and I'm sure the guys feel the same way, that they're more invested into this year than maybe even past. And that, I think that just goes back from our coaching staff, but also our players wanting to be here, wanting to be great, wanting to be successful. So that was great. We did a lot of team activities, a lot of fun stuff. Had a belly flop contest, which are tight end group 1. They had fun with that. Did a lot of team bonding type things, and I do think those things will pay dividends this upcoming season. So there's a little bit.
Hey, listen, the team building things are some of the most fun things to hear about because all of those seem to be unique to each program, and some of the teams do things that are really fun. I haven't heard of belly plop before, so that one is new to me. I appreciate that, Coach, you bringing that to the table. Tyrus, a great season last year, led the team in tackles, and you talk about players being in the right place at the right time. You get 3 fumble recoveries. Obviously, you're spotting the ball, no question, but you're in the right place at the right time. Talk about your season last year.
Last year was a good season for me, not alone for me, but the defense in general. A lot of that credit goes to the big guys up front, staying in their gaps, just doing their job, allowing me to get through and just be me and the ball carrier and just finishing the play, really. So we got some guys coming back and stuff like that. So I feel like the defense we have coming back and the defense that we're going to have this year is going to be a great defense. It's going to be one of the top in the CAC. So,
Jacob, I appreciate Tyrus mentioning the big guys up front. I know you're on the other side of the ball, but you're one of those big guys up front, and you're so key to what goes on. I enjoy visiting with the offensive linemen. Talk about what the offense then brings back as well, and your excitement for this year.
Offense brings back a lot of guys. We're striving to be the best, like overall. like competing, going out there and competing every day amongst ourselves and against others and stuff. So we got a lot of key players like with leadership that's holding other guys accountable to be the best themselves.
Coach, the team is becoming, and it's your team, but the more time you spend there, the more it becomes your team. The recruiting classes are your classes, and it has a little bit more of your fingerprint on it. And here we are in 2022, and now something that could be considered close to normalcy after the previous 3 years. What do you see as what you brought to the table then, and the culture that you're expecting of people like Tyrus and Jacob?
Well, from a recruiting standpoint, we've done a good job of bringing in kids that fit us. I think that's part of any culture, that the kids need to fit you, right, as a position coach, but also as a head coach as well. Do they meet all the standards you want from an academic side, from the personality side? Are they willing to do the community service things that we do that we're really, really good at, right? And we've been able to identify a lot of those young men over the last 3 signing classes, and you're starting to see those guys start to become players like the Jordan Eddingtons and Mason Ross, the Jorion Chases, Jacob. Obviously, he was one of our guys that we signed as well. And then you got guys like Tyrus, who was here with the previous staff, okay? And Tyrus bought into our staff, into our vision, into our program. And one, that says a lot about Tyrus, because the easiest thing in today's world is to do what? Go to the portal if it's weird. And he didn't do that. He stayed the course. Ended up going to be a really good player in his career when it's all said and done, with tackles and things of that nature. And I think those guys from the previous staff's classes did a good job of marrying with our guys, and it's been a good culture setting for us.
Tyrus is someone who is someone who came in as a high school athlete and has seen this league through several iterations. Just ask some of the other vendors that are on this call, just some of the what are the road trips you look forward to most when the schedule is revealed, and also then off of that, what's some of the best memories you've had coming home from a road trip in a league game before?
For me, every road trip's different, because just the fact that I'm with my teammates, I'm with my guys. That first travel day, we're having fun, we're doing whatever, having team dinner, stuff like that. But then on Saturdays, it's strictly business. Like, we're going out there to handle business. I'm looking forward to that first season game. We got some stuff to prove as a team and as a defense. So we're gonna go and handle business like we're supposed to with the guys that we have coming back and the new guys that we have. We're gonna go out there and make a statement and just handle business the way we know how to.
Coach, that first game, he's talking about that. Well, that's Thursday night. Enjoy saying that every single time. I know you've heard it a few times, 11 times now previous. Thanks for listening that long, by the way, too. That's really cool that you've been around for all of it. But going to Durant to have an opportunity against Southeastern Oklahoma in your first contest. So talk about the opening to your season.
Well, obviously, Southeastern's returning majority of their starters from last year. They're going to be really good. Honestly, I'm really shocked they're not ranked top 25 just because of who they beat last year, their record, winning a bowl game, and the returners they have coming back. So we know that first game is a huge test for us because of the returners they do have coming back. And they're a 9-3 team. They're good. They're confident. And luckily, I think we do a pretty good job of playing at our opponent's level when they're good teams, and we got to do a better job of staying above that if we can. But we have to prepare every single day just for Southeastern, and we can't worry about anybody else. Take care of ourselves from a practice side, try to be as healthy as we can going into that game, and trust our coaching from a player side to make sure that we're putting ourselves in the right positions to be successful versus a team that we know is very, very good on both sides of the ball. If you'd like to know my favorite road trip from last year,
course.
So Southwest Oklahoma. We ended up winning that game with a field goal. Yeah. Some fun things happened during that game, and some very interesting ride home. And that was probably my favorite game from a road trip wise, just because of all the crazy events that happened and just the way that our team rallied around the event and how we finished. And so proud of those guys. And that was a huge celebration in the locker room after that game.
I was going to mention that, but me getting kicked out, it's just, I don't want to mention that one, but that was a very fun game with the team. After myself getting kicked out, Coach Shipp getting kicked out, and a couple other players getting kicked out, for the team to still come away with the dub, do we have to handle business despite the fact of everything that was happening. It was a great win, and we had a great time on the way home also. So
I have to tell you, Coach, none of those last two answers were jargon. Absolutely. That was great.
Well, I'm trying to keep it a little bit more, try to keep it a little entertainment value. Of course, it's the late part of the day. Who knows who's actually watching anymore? But, try to keep it fun and light as we can.
Well, I have to tell you, in coaching, I enjoyed the road games probably more because there is something special about going to another place and winning a game there. So I appreciate you sharing that story, both of you.
Well, as we wrap up here, just a couple more minutes left. I guess in theory, since you're the last one, you guys can stay on as long as you want, but we have probably other things you want to attend to. But to Jacob, with it being last year being your first year in the league after also the 2020 season being, canceled due to COVID, just what were your impressions of the league, your first go around in it? And maybe what were the biggest surprises that you experienced one time through this league?
Playing in this league for my first time, I see there's a lot of guys that are like dogs, guys are Harden, they got a lot of guys that are they play hard, play physical. Guys on Southeastern, and they compete. And with going forward, we got to match that that competition, and compete with them to try to get a win against them. So, yeah.
As we are, like I said, about out of time, Coach Shipp, you can have the final word on the day. If you know that golf course you want to book a time for next July or August, we'll get working on it right away. But again, just want to thank everybody, Tyrus, Jacob, and Coach Shipp for joining us here. And then this goes back to those who joined us throughout the course of the day. But Coach Shipp, with the final word on Media Day to you if you want it.
Thank you guys again for doing this. I know you guys are excited about it. I know we're excited about the season. Just excited about everything. Can't wait for next year's Media Day. We're going to have a great golf tournament, great hotel. I know it's all going to be paid for by the GAC. So really look forward to that. Do this in person. I know, Coach Simmons won't be excited about a golf tournament. If we had a shooting tournament for a hunting type deal, he'd be more into that kind of thing. But I think golf would be better for all of us head coaches.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us. Same to you, Tyrus and Jacob, for taking time out of your day to join us on this day. We thank all of you, and best of luck to the Wonder Boys this fall. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.